present tense. This sentence belongs to simple present tense. Now divide this sentence into three parts: first, second, and third. This one is subject, she is subject, drive is verb, and my car is object. Now according to our rule, subject becomes object and object becomes subject. Now see, then we have used here my car. Object has become subject here, my car. Then what is our next rule? Use the appropriate form of to be. Now the sentence belongs to simple present tense, right? Therefore we have to use am, is, or are. Since this my car is singular, we have to use is here, and we have used is here, right? You can clearly see here we have used is. Then use the third form of verb, drives, drove, driven. We use driven. And then our next rule says use by to show agent. Then we have used by here. And then she is coming at the place of object, and therefore we used this pronoun she in objective case. What is the objective case of she? She becomes her here. And now your passive sentence is ready here. Is there any problem? Of course you may not have any problem here. I have also given here the formula. You can make use of these formulas in order to convert such kind of sentences into active into passive and passive into active, vice versa. In active sentence you find subject, then verb. As far as simple present tense is concerned, here I have given the formula: subject, verb, first form. It is in first form. If the subject is singular, then you have to add yes or es in such kinds of sentences in the end of the verb, depending on the last letter of the verb, and then object. But in passive structure we see object plus the forms of to be, either is, are, or am, plus third form of verb, plus by, plus subject. Your sentence will be ready. Now moving toward the next slide. Now see here, present continuous tense. Now remember the rules. Here I have given one example: I am writing a letter. Basically present continuous sentence in English is used to show or to talk about the action which is going on at the time of speaking. Anyway, this is not important for us here. What is important? How to convert the sentence of active voice into passive one. Now the structure, look at this structure: subject plus am, is, are, plus verb, first form. You have to take the first form of verb and add ing plus object. The sentence is quite clear. Now the first step is identify the type of sentence, as I have already made it clear that present continuous tense, but you may not have such kind of title there in the examination. You will have to yourself identify the type of sentence according to the structure and formula used in the sentence. Now see, I am writing a letter. This is quite clear that this sentence belongs to present continuous tense. Now our second rule says divide the sentence into few parts. I is our subject, am writing is verb, and a letter is object. See, subject is I, am is are, verb first form ing. This entire part is am writing is verbal part, and a letter is object. Now our next rule says subject becomes object. See, subject becomes object, and this object becomes subject, right? Now a letter, we have taken a letter, we have taken an object at the place of subject here, a letter. Then a letter here is am, right? Can we use am here? Of course not, because a letter is singular, and after a singular verb we have to use is. We used here is, right? A letter is. Now what is the function of being here? As I said that we have to use the forms of to be at any cost. We have to use, this is an additional segment that we have to add in passive sentences. Am is already there, so we use this. We have to add the forms of to be. And in such types of sentences, whether it may be present continuous tense, past continuous tense, in such types of sentences you have to use the form of be as it is by adding ing. See, be, being, because in present continuous tense the subject is always taking ing form, because we are going to remove its ing form and we have to convert the main verb into its third form. So we have to use being in continuous sentences, right? Now a letter is being, we use being here. Then our rule says take the third form of verb. What is the third form of verb? Write is the first form, wrote is the second one, and the third one is written. Then we use written. Then our next rule says use by, right? Here we used by, and then subject becomes object. Now while taking this subject I in the place of object, we should change its case. Case means, I hope you know cases in English: nominative case, objective case, possessive case, etc. These are the cases. Now here we have to put in objective case, so I became me here. Now your sentence is ready. The same methods can be adopted at the time of converting the sentence of passive voice into active one. You have to go in reverse. Automatically the sentence will be very quite clear. Now here you can see the structure or formula. You can say of passive voice: object plus am is are plus being plus verb third form, as we have used the third form of verb, and then by plus subject. Is it clear to everyone? Of course.